show of hands, do any of you object to men caring about body count? Or in other words, if your body count, I suppose. Show of hands if you object. No, not do you care about body count, but do you object? Because some women say, well, my past is none of your business. What you do care, that was in the past. So do you object to men who care about your body count or a woman's body count? Show of hands, anyone object to men caring about body count?
I used to.
You object.
I just like to share with people that I be seeing in future with. I don't like to share that type of personal information with people I don't see myself dating.
Okay.
Sure, that's understandable, but if a potential partner did have an issue with your said body count,
that's fair.
Okay.
That's absolutely fair.
Yeah, I think that was a question.
What about you?
I just don't think it's a big deal, I guess. I know some men clearly think otherwise. And also, as I've gotten older, that doesn't even come up in topic when dating anymore, seriously, even.
Not for me.
Do you think that being with more people has changed you at all?
I haven't been with that many. I don't think, and that's why I feel like whether you're with, 1 or 100, like, I don't know.
You don't think being with 100 would change you?
I mean, even just chemically, you're gonna get super attached.
When you intercourse with somebody, sorry, let me see my pocket. That's the closest you can get.
You're exchanging energy and vibe.
Oh, exactly.
You have intercourse
but you
with
are,
someone.
but you literally are. That's the closest you can be to somebody.
You're engaging in quantum fields.
That's literally the closest you can be to somebody. You think that's not going to change you a little bit?
Of course. I just think it changes women more.
Change you how? Give me some concrete.
Right. Okay. So we'll say it like this. Just imagine that there's some sort of but a neurochemical that allows you to bond with somebody, with a partner. Does it make sense?
Oxytocin.
Okay. So it's called oxytocin. So let's just say what happens is over time, each new partner you have, your ability to have that oxytocin release, which allows you to bond, decreases every time. Every time you use
Victor_Apostle donated $100.
Thank you,
The
Victor.
lady talking about the driving was harder to follow than a squirrel through a forest during nut season. It was harder to follow than a Turkish soap opera when you don't speak the language. #jokes for $100.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
everybody understood me, but didn't understand your previous thing. So
Yeah, your shit
get
blew
it.
up.
Get
It
it.
was good.
Shots
I think he was just trying
fired.
to throw jokes.
He's
out
just
there.
funny.
it's
He's just been throwing
Same.
jokes.
Yeah. Anyway, so neurologically, it just gets to the point. Like you take a sticker. I take it off the wall, then I put the sticker back on. I take it off. I take it by the fourth or fifth time, the sticker's barely sticking on the wall. That's the kind of thing. And the thing is, when I say that, and I say it's not the same for men, God, that's such a double standard.
Yes,
but it is a double standard, and it is
There
true.
are studies that show that, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's studies that show that. The thing is, like, before I understood evolutionary psychology, before I started reading Dr. Buss, by the way, I recommend all of Dr. David Buss's books if you guys want to learn all the stuff I was talking about today. One of the things you'll find is that there is an evolutionary double standard. Like men, I kept meeting back when I used to be a DJ at a strip club, and I used to work at 6th Street in Austin. I used to work in a bunch of bars down there, and I would meet these girls who were like young, super pretty, working on their master's degree, everything about them 10 out of 10, and their boyfriends always had a 200, 300, 400 body count, always. And I just noticed that the men that they would go after, it was so asymmetrical. They were looking for masculinity in their boyfriends, and their boyfriends were looking for femininity in them. And so those things were two different. It's like, well, if I have a body count, then she should have a high body count. If that's what you want to believe, then that's fine, but the math doesn't show that. And the very fact that I say that is so offensive to so many people, but unfortunately that is what the science or that's what the statistics states.
Yeah, I mean, oxytocin is inhibited by testosterone, and vasopressin essentially makes men like kind of get up right. Oh, sorry. Vasopressin essentially makes men like, it's one of the reasons why they get up right after sex. Like women bond and they want to stay. Like they're looking to stay. And men, it's just not the same neurochemically. But there are many women that just don't have like the oxytocin network like that works in that way. So it really does depend woman to woman, but overall that is like the truth scientifically.
Okay, so really quick, I'm going to try to blast through this here. Okay, so a couple of you had some comments on body count. I'm just curious, like, what's your body count?
I don't know. I'm not keeping track.
Plus or minus 10? Under 10, more than 10?
I don't know. I literally don't know. Like, I don't keep track.
We're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Bueller?
Plus 10.
Plus 10? Okay.
Yeah.
Plus 20?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Between 10 and 20. Okay.
4.
29.
Okay.
So because I go to church and I'm in mass, I view intimacy as like kissing, oral,
You
and
don't have
penetrative.
to. If you don't want to say, you don't.
No,
need
I
to,
wanna
you don't need to
answer.
give
He's
us.
asking about vaginal intercourse. He's asking about vaginal intercourse.
Yeah, I include like people on my body count that I've like kissed
Yeah,
and
do-
all of
he-
that.
he's
So
not-
penetrative sex,
Yes,
11
yes,
people.
yes, yes.
11
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mike, what about you?
Man, we ain't going here. Hey, no, I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God.
Priya?
Come on, I just said it. That's
Out of
okay.
respect for myself and my future partner, that's not something I'm going to disclose on the internet.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we've got the body count thing out of the
Wait,
way.
Brian,
All right.
how many do you have?
Out of respect for a lot of people.
Oh, well,
I'm going
like
to-
Mike,
Boo.
like
boo.
Mike, I'm also a man of God. I do not
man
disclose
of
So
that.
y'all are
God.
virgins? Y'all are virgins?
Yes, I'm a
Hey,
virgin.
I'm curious. What number is too high for your partner? What number is too high for your partner? You found out he was having a conversation like, God damn, that's too high.
I just don't like care about like body count. Like if we're doing something and it's us now, then the past is your past.
But
I'm not tripping about
usually
that.
women don't care as much, but I'm just curious. Is there a number that's too high?
Like 300?
Like triple digits kind of gets icky, but it's like if it's a quality person,
Right.
Here,
like,
can you
already-
scoot- can you scoot into the
He's
table,
really
please?
good in bed. He has no diseases, but he's in triple digits. That's a problem?
I mean, it's not a problem, but I'm gonna look at it different than.
You wouldn't break up with him, though. It's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not a
Okay,
deal
what about
breaker.
you? Triple digits, good and bad.
Not
you don't
a
care?
deal breaker, no.
You don't care? What about you?
Deal breaker.
It's a deal. So triple digits.
Triple digits for
he's
sure.
really good in bed, but no diseases. But that's too many. That's too many people. You like him, and then after like the third time you had sex with him, then he tells you he's at like 200.
Maybe I'm like, Dan, you fucked over triple digits girls like this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't feel special anymore.
You don't feel special. Okay, got it. Okay, what do you think?
Sorry.
I guess it's not a deal breaker, but I wouldn't prefer it. 'Cause
Okay,
like I
it
said
would be a
earlier,
deal,
I like
100
them to be more
Nice.
selective or conscientious.
For sure. What do you think?
Undermine.
Huh?
Undermine.
You want it to be under yours. You want it to be
Interesting.
the number to be okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I've never heard that before. Go. What do you think?
Yeah, I
If
don't.
you said 100, I mean, he's in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 100.
I mean, yeah.
100 is like your first year there,
Yeah,
right?
I know. I really don't ask guys their body count. I just prefer not to know.
Cool. What do you think?
I don't particularly think that anybody that holds the values that I would seek out in a partner would have a triple digit body count, but
Yeah.
it's not a question I would ask and really concern
I don't
myself over.
attract those kind
Interesting. It's, again, that goes back to the
Right.
Dr. Buss 37 culture study. Women were always less concerned about a man's body count than the other way around in
Wait, so
all
what about
37
you,
cultures.
Mike? What's the limit for how many?
Well, whatever my girlfriend is at.
Oh,
Period.
so romantic.
There you go.
Well,
the answer.
that's just men care about a woman's past and women care about a man's future.
There you go. That's what it
There
is.
you go.
That's just
There you
She
have it.
she is definitely pair bonded. Let's just say that she's very excited every time I come home.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Would
Yeah.
you, would you prefer a girl who's a virgin?
Man, so here's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. So I know a lot of guys supposedly would say yes. For me, the issue is if you're 21 and you haven't been with anyone, I think that's such an unusual thing. I don't know, man. I guess in a vacuum the answer is yes, but most likely no, because I've had sex with girls that were virgins and it is pretty traumatic. So I don't
What about
know.
in comparison to somebody that had a relatively high body count?
Yeah, well, of course I would prefer it to a high body count. But like the thing is, like when I'm in my 20s, listen, maybe it wasn't like this for you, maybe it wasn't like this for the rest of y'all. But when I was in my 20s and I was going to UT Austin and then I was working at a nightclub, I didn't care about a woman's body count because I didn't want to be in a relationship. I just wanted to have sex with lots of attractive women. I had a point in my life. Remember, I'm 45 years old. So 20 years ago, I was looking to have sex with women and I did not care about their body count, what their religious preferences were, whether or not they were Democrat or Republican. If they were attractive and they wanted to have sex with me, I wanted to have sex with them. Now, some guys out there may not admit that you went through that phase too, but that was the phase I went
Most men
through.
do.
And when I went through that phase, if 100 women had said yes to me, I would have said yes back because that was the phase I was going through.
a hoe phase.
Now it's different. Yeah, hoe phase. There we go. It was a hoe phase. But the thing is, now it's very different because I find less than 1% of women attractive because physical beauty doesn't mean as much when you host every bikini competition and you used to go to the Playboy Mansion. It just doesn't mean that much to me anymore. So for me, it's a little bit different. Like again, sometimes with Kylie and I, we're looking for girls to like go talk to, and none of them are hot enough for us. That's an issue that we have sometimes. So I will tell you, it's just like I said, it's a very different standard. It's a very different standard for men and women.
Describe what is hot for you guys.
For us,
your
we
polyamorous
just have to
relationship.
we have to both be attracted. She has a slightly different look she's into than me, but I'm trying to think of an example. I like my girlfriend. Like girls who look like my girlfriend, I'm kind of into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I have a question for you, and you sort of mentioned this when it came to the Jonah Hill thing, that a guy can't handle a girl showing off her body. That's insecure. Do you think it's insecure if a man prefers a woman with a low body count, or, for example, wants to date a girl who's a virgin?
No, I don't think it's that.
Okay. Do you think it's something else?
It was more, I guess, when I wrote that, it was more towards the Jonah Hill thing with not wanting his girl being shown in a bikini.
Okay.
So it was more like that.
Okay.
But,
yeah, we don't have to touch too much back on the Jonah Hill thing. Oh, hey, yo, Victor, thank you.
Victor _Apostle donated $100.
Yes.
My wife was a virgin when I met her. She was 20. We're together for 15 years now and have a beautiful family. She was a smart, good-looking girl, didn't have any red flags or weird things about herself. Didn't matter that she was a virgin, but wasn't weird.
Good for you, Victor.
There you go.
Green
there you go.
flag, not being weird.
No problem with that.
Yeah, and Mike, you were saying how, like, yeah, if she's a bit older and she's still a virgin, maybe that's a bit.
I just think I'm not saying it's weird, but it's like you had. I'm not gonna. It's so mean for me to say this, but you had a girl on here last time I was on here, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm a virgin," and I'm like, she was very clearly autistic, and I was like, "Okay, that's why you're a virgin." Like it's, you know, what I'm talking about.
Shots
right?
fired. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's like very like she
Shots fired.
It was very clear that she was on the spectrum, and I was like, okay, I can see why that girl's a virgin, and that's the only thing I'm.
Do you
talking
think?
about.
I think it. I don't know. I mean, she claims that
girl was absolutely on the spectrum. There's no. I have no doubt
well,
whatsoever.
it's. But I mean, I think what was more interesting. I mean, she does OF.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I would be concerned that someone's taking advantage of her. Like that's kind of crazy.
Okay.